Okay, let's start with example 3, which is on page 299 and was still on section 11.3. And remember, this is using trig identities. Okay, so we've got to figure out what identity can we use to integrate these functions. Okay, so I've got sine 3x cos 3x dx. Right, now I don't know any rule that's going to help me to integrate this where sine 3x is a product of cos 3x. Whereas in differentiation you could have just used the product rule straight away, but in integration you've got to find out what trig identity is going to help you to integrate this. Okay, now sine 3x cos 3x, let's just write that as sine a cos a. Now this looks a bit like the sine double angle formula. If I write that down, if I had sine 2a, then sine 2a is equal to 2 sine a cos a. Okay, so what that means is that if my a is 3x, then this must be sine 6x, but then I've got to also divide it by 2. So if I say let a equals 3x, sine 6x equals 2 sine 3x cos 3x, and that means that sine 3x cos 3x is equal to sine 6x over 2. Okay, so this I can integrate, so I'm going to replace this by that. Okay, and I'm going to take my half out, and I've got sine 6x dx. Okay, and if I want to integrate this, I know what's going to happen to this 6 is going to be divided. Okay, it's going to come out in the denominator, so I'm going to have 1 over 12, and instead of sine 6x, now I'm going to have minus cos 6x plus c. Okay, so this would be my final answer, minus cos 6x over 12 plus c. Okay, so here you saw how I used this double angle rule for sine to help me to integrate this function. Okay, moving on to the next example. Well, it's the same example, it's just part B. Okay, that one was part A. And I am asked to integrate sec x plus tan x all squared dx. Okay, now I've got a square and I've got a bracket. I am going to have to expand this out. Okay, so I'm going to get sec squared x plus 2 sec x tan x plus tan squared x dx. Okay, so this is what I'm asked to integrate. Now let's go back to my list of rules. Right, let's have a look. So I know how to integrate sec squared x, that's just tan x. I know how to integrate sec x tan x, that's just sec x. Tan squared x, it's not there, but in a couple of videos before, or actually in the previous video, the first thing you learned was how to integrate tan squared x. Okay, so that's using the identity sec squared x equals 1 plus tan squared x, and that gives us tan x minus x. So we do know how to integrate each of these terms, and that's exactly what I am going to do. So I'm going to have tan x plus 2 sec x plus, back, tan x minus x, tan x minus x plus c. And I can simplify these two out, and I'm going to have 2 tan x plus 2 sec x minus x plus c. Okay, so after this you should be able to do exercise 11c, I believe. Yeah, okay.